Welcome to Basic Brewing Video. I'm James Spencer.
I'm Steve Wilkes.
We have a big, dark beer, fairly big, dark beer for the cold January days.
This is a beer that'll keep you warm. Take it from me.
There's a story that goes with this beer. On a recent episode of Basic Brewing Radio, Chris Colby, author and friend of ours, mentioned the porter from a Norwegian brewery called Nøgnø. And I think I'm pronouncing it right. Here's the official pronunciation.
Nøgnø.
So I think I'm close to that, I think. So the story is that Chris Colby mentioned this porter, and then a couple weeks later, I got an email from Tom Young, the marketing manager of that brewery.
Oh, wow.
Saying that a British listener of ours had contacted him to get the recipe for that beer.
Get out.
And Tom sent him the recipe. And Tom sent me a message through our Facebook page, saying, telling me that he got the request for the recipe, and he's just wanted to say hello because he has been a listener of the show. So isn't that cool?
I love it.
It's one big world, one big brewing world. So I asked Tom, since he was so nice to send the recipe to the home brewer, could you share it with us? Mm-hmm. So here's the recipe as comes from the brewery. So for malt, there's 77% Maris Otter, pale malt, 8% crystal, and it's not specified which crystal, 6% Munich, 4% chocolate malt, 3% black malt, 2% pale chocolate malt. And then there's a mashing schedule. Then for hops, they use Aurora, bittering to 30 IBUs, and 3 grams per liter of Northern Brewer hop added in the last 15 minutes of the boil. And then they use a neutral English ale yeast. So, using that, I went into the Brewfather, that's the app that we use, and figured out this recipe. So this is my interpretation of the official recipe from
Nøgnø.
About their porter. So I started out with 9 gallons or 34 liters of water at 156 degrees Fahrenheit or 69 C. Into that, I added 12 pounds or 5.4 kilograms of Maris Otter, 1 pound or 450 grams of Cara Munich 1, and that's at 40 Lovibond, 14 ounces or 397 grams of Munich Light, 9 ounces or 255 grams of chocolate malt, 8 ounces or 227 grams of black malt, and 5 ounces or 142 grams of dark Munich. At the beginning of a 90-minute boil, I added 2 ounces or 56 grams of Czech Sots at 2.5% alpha acid. And 15 minutes before the end of the boil, I added 4 ounces or 113 grams of Northern Brewer at 7.5% alpha acid. Hey, this is James from the future. It turns out I redid my math, and if I wanted to follow the recipe more precisely, I should have added about half as many hops as I did at this point. Oh well. Oops. Then I chilled down my wort and added I made a starter out of Imperial A10 Darkness. And I'll talk about that in a minute. I made a 1 liter starter, pitched it into the beer, and I believe that, I brewed on November 2nd. I bottled on the 9th.
Wow, right.
Went from 1067 to 1016 for an ABV of 6.7%. Now with Imperial, with their 200 billion cells in each package, I usually don't make a starter, but this package that I had was 3 months old. So I was like, just in case, just to be sure. But I think I would have been fine because it zoomed through that starter in like a day.
Yeah.
And then when I pitched the starter, it was bubbling before bedtime. So I probably could have gotten away with it. But you know, it's At 1067, it's not a small beer, and I wanted to make sure that it came out well. And so,
Okay,
do you want to do the honors?
I'll do the honors. You know, Bubbling Before Bedtime is my new album that's coming out. It's a kitschy take on cocktail jazz.
Steve is a Hall of Fame, Arkansas drummer Hall of Fame member.
I
right?
am, yes.
And no joke.
No joke.
He's good.
I was
And you were
also
nominated for a country music.
Western Drummer of the Year.
That's right.
That'll set you back.
And you said, if nominated, I won't serve.
That's right.
So they didn't give it to you.
That's right.
So, cheers.
Cheers.
Now, truth be told, that you've already had this beer.
I have had it. So
I gifted you some the other day.
it's not a surprise, but this is like, I'll tell the story in a second.
Okay, first we drink.
Chocolatey, full-bodied but not gloppy. It's got a nice crisp. Actually, the effervescence at the end is really nice because it kind of cleanses your palate. Doesn't leave a oil slick on the back of your tongue. Which, trust me, I know about those.
And it's got a pretty significant bitterness. And I don't know if I did my math right on the 3 grams per liter. But 4 ounces of Northern Brewer at 7.5% of the last 15 minutes. It sounded like a lot to me. It's not too bitter, but it is significant. It's got a nice sharpness of bitterness. It's not flabby at all.
It's familiar. Here's my story about this beer. James gave me a few of them, and the other day I was cooking and just doing, just cooking dinner. And I had a Guinness Export Stout while I was preparing dinner. Great beer. Love that beer. And then my next beer was this beer. This beer, it's not the same. They're different beers, but this beer held up every bit as good. And I really wanted to tell you that, and I really do mean it. This beer is every bit as good as that Guinness Export Stout. It's got the roastiness, it's got the sharpness. The Guinness has that little bit of sour thing at the end they do. Well, this doesn't have that, but the hops kind of bring it there a little, and so I was just so encouraged that, I could drink this beer that is a renowned beer. I mean, a wonderful commercial beer brewed in Ireland, and I could drink this brewed in Prairie Grove, and this is every bit as good. If not in some ways better.
I have to toast on that. Cheers. Thank you, sir. That's a great compliment.
Yeah, it's just, I wasn't shocked because James is a good brewer, but I was just like, wow, this is why you brew. I mean, I don't have to buy it. I mean, I can make it.
Just have to have friends.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a nice chocolatey note at the end. I have to thank Tom of
Nøgnø,
for sending the recipe. It's got a lot of malt. It's got a lot of different ingredients, but it doesn't. A lot of times you can overcomplicate things by adding too many things. This is not that. I think every ingredient probably brings something to the table. And whether mine is exactly the same, tastes the same side by side to theirs, I don't know. But I think I like it quite a bit.
Well, it does. It has a lot of complexity. It's not a one-trick pony. The roastiness, that kind of sharp, almost burnt toastiness that you kind of want in this kind of beer is there. It's not sweet. It doesn't come across gloppy, but it's very full. Like it's got a great mouthfeel, and then it goes away.
Yeah. I was expecting finishing at 1016. I was expecting. Well, Oscar Blues 1050 is an extreme example of that, but it coats the tongue and is super delicious. But this is not that at all. It gets out of the way, like you say. You take the sip, and it's like between the carbonation and the bitterness, it just like.
I kind of get lost. I kind of get left with coffee. It's like that's the flavor I'm still tasting, after sipping on this. So I get chocolate up front, It's kind of big and complex. It's a warming beer, so what did you say 6.8? I think
6.7.
6.7. So it's there's plenty of beer in there. But once it's had a moment to leave, I'm left with coffee,
I get that.
and that's a good thing. I
Yeah.
like that.
Just imagine if you put a little bit of lactose in there.
Yeah,
Just like maybe half a pound of lactose.
Yeah,
Is that
which
what-
would
that
actually-
be too much.
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I don't know if I've ever brewed with lactose.
What?
I'm not sure if I have or not.
You've not made a milk
Milk
stout?
I don't remember. Which doesn't mean I didn't.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean there's not a video of me doing it at some
Exactly.
point.
Somebody's gonna
But
send us the
but
link.
I can't remember doing it. I sold a lot of lactose when I had the store. I don't know.
Well, so you're not intolerant of it.
No. Well, I'm intolerant of lactose in general, but that's just my stance on things.
Just take a pill.
Just take a pill.
Lactate. I wonder if you put some lactate in your milk stout, whether that would negate the.
I don't know, and I don't want to know.
Okay. All right. We got a braggot next?
Braggot is next.
Life is so hard. Okay. Cheers, everybody. And thanks to Tom from Norway. And
Nøgnø.
cheers.
Norwegian wood.
Wouldn't you?
Come and visit us online at basicbrewing.com. You can find archive lists of our audio and video podcasts on homebrewing. You can also find our DVDs and our brewer's logbook, where you can track and log up to 50 batches of beer.
And I'm going to put in a sound cue of somebody saying no, the name of the brewery. They've got a little YouTube video out there. So when I say
Nøgnø.
that's somebody saying no
Okay.
over, so a little behind the scenes.